So the frequency, what happened was the frequency for oneness came in very strongly in 2020. And because, let's say, a lot of people do not know how to work with the frequency of love, therefore also within themselves, there was a lot of confusion, and the gender confusion started because a lot was like, oh, this is not working in me, but I don't know how to sit in unity with myself. And the outside world was presenting, well, maybe what your problem is that you're the opposite. And actually what was happening is the world wanted to switch into the opposite frequency, the new earth frequency. It wanted to switch from the toxic triangle into the healthy triangle, like in my picture, okay?
Yeah.
That's what wanted to happen. That's what did happen. That's what I followed and you followed. And people who are awakening followed.
Yeah.
So that switch happened, but because people don't know how to work with these frequencies and they don't know how to marry their own nemesis, their own light and dark within themselves, they think, okay, this is not it. Being a woman is not it. I need to be a man. Because they're so wounded in some part of themselves, but they don't even know how to look at it. That happened. I saw that very clearly through spirit whilst I was having my breakthrough. I said right at the beginning, didn't I? I said this 5 years ago. I said, oh my goodness, people are going to be in real problems here because they think that what they're experiencing now is them being the problem, but it's not. It's the trauma that's playing out what wants to be seen, but nobody knows how to do the inner work. So they go and mutilate themselves to try and find that other match within themselves, instead of learning how to come into harmony and unity within themselves.
Right. Okay. But what I've noticed in when I've been looking into this, feeling into this, is that the majority of it, and as you and I know, comes from some form of masculine manipulation from within, which comes from outside as well. Which isn't to say the feminine doesn't play a role in it, but there's always some overwhelming abuse from the inner masculine on the inside and from the outside, which is caused by some form of trauma through life force abuse or sexuality. For example, you and I have met a lot of women who we have felt uncomfortable around in their house, and they've been very, how do I say, like a tyrant king or queen.
Yeah.
And it's because they have that distorted father wound in them, which was pushing the woman to be something that she wasn't, and embodied that and became dominant in their relationship. And those wounds are so deep in this new generation, and with this coding of oneness coming in, these wounds are so deep that children, because of their access to the internet, are being taught to access that sexuality much earlier than the previous generation, such as us. And so not only are they misled, but they're hugely manipulated through the not so covert tribe of trying to fit in. And so everybody backs each other up because nobody wants to stand out from the crowd and be humiliated or be outcasted.
Yeah. And basically it's like the soul saying, you know, when we're in trauma, we exit our soul and put it into a safe space, and when we start doing the real work, we clear the vessel so that soul can come in, and we can defragment ourselves to come into wholeness. And so when people are traumatized, they're outside of their soul and they're like, oh, I don't fit in this body. So there's this illusion of, oh, I don't fit in this body. Maybe I've got some kind of letters of my psychosis or my brain dysfunction, or whatever you want to call it.
Mental health.
Yeah, mental health issues. Maybe it's because I'm not supposed to be in this body. But they're out there. The soul has and they're like, maybe I'm not supposed to be in this body. So then they start buying the narrative of, well, if I changed my body, maybe I would fit in there.
But
so they try to create a different body that they can fit into.
Yeah,
but it's not possible.
But hold on, that narrative, that comes from somewhere. It doesn't just come out of thin air. right? That came from someone. That's the narrative that's being spread, right? And we know that the internet is controlled, and I've always said that the world changed when the internet came along, especially when social media came along, Facebook, like in the noughties, in the 2000s. That's when everything started to get really narcissistic, when people were trying to connect, but then all these opinions just started to appear online.
Yeah.
And it's about opinions instead of truth.
Yeah.
It's about different points of view on different sides of the fence.
Yeah.
It's just like another form of sexual politics,
Yeah.
gender politics, where neither is true, and that there is a third way, which is the way of love.
Yeah.
Whereas, as you and I know, because we've gone deep enough, that we found that what they did to humanity is they turned everything back to front, inside out, and upside down. And so, no wonder everybody is going through this. Not everybody, but a lot of these kids are going. Well, confusion. I was going to use that word, gender confusion, because if everything is upside down, inside out, and back to front, of course it's going to be confusing, right?
And trying to find their place in a broken world. That's extremely difficult.
Yeah, but more less of a broken world, but more of a broken, ignorant tribe where everybody wants to remain in this. Like, I keep getting this vision of this wave of consciousness. It's like this river where everyone's in this river, but it's not a river like flowing on the ground. It's like a river flowing in the cosmos. And people, instead of sticking their head out and walking outside of this river of dark consciousness and seeing the truth and looking in on what everyone's doing, they're staying in it because they don't want to feel like an outcast. Because you've experienced it, I've seen it in you, that the detriment of what unrequited love does to a human being is devastating.
Yeah.
Right? When you go mad.
Yeah.
That's why women go mad, because when how many women have we met where they've given it all up for love, and when the love gets serious, the man turns around and goes, it's not working.
Yeah.
But you and I know, because I chose, you chose to say yes to love consciously, but even when it was difficult, right? And now we're going through August, September, which is the month of letting go, which triggers all the abandonment wounds of separation and letting each other go. It's already started with one of my mates. He's already dumped his girlfriend because it got difficult. People can't seem to communicate their differences and take responsibility instead of blame.
Yeah. People, I will say this because it hit me like a bomb during my breakdown, breakthrough, awakening, whatever you want to call it. One morning in my revelationary mornings, was given the frequency of love because I was that broken open. And it was in that moment that I gobsmacked myself in realising, right? And I realised in that moment, nobody knows what love is.
Well,
Not even I.
Yeah.
Not even. I mean, I had a sniff of what I thought it was. I've been following that scent, right?
Yeah.
But in that moment, I realised, oh my God, nobody knows what love is. Because if they did, we would not be functioning like a humanity like this.
Yeah, exactly.
No way. And I had to sit with that for many days on my own, in this state of contemplation of realising I've just been shown what love is. What am I going to do with it? So that really upped my game, big styley.
Do you know why I believe people don't know what love is?
Oh, well, there's many reasons why, but yeah, I'd love to hear why.
The main reason I believe is because of dogma. And people believe that they're not attached, that they have no link to dogma because they don't believe in religion. But that's atheism, which is dogma.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Being agnostic, being any form of category of belief
is dogmatic.
that isn't love is dogma, because the belief that love is outside of you is dogma. And so if you believe something is outside of you, it creates war, creates separation. Right? So,
or even if you believe there's nothing, that's also separation.
Well, but that's atheism.
Yeah.
Right? I was taught when I was an atheist, right? Because first I was forced into a Catholic school because my parents put me there. I had no control over that. and then hanging around with friends who didn't believe in that, real strong atheists, and then I became agnostic. But when I was an atheist, I believed that there was nothing after this and nothing before, which is ridiculous when I look back on it. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. And because of the journey we've been on, and how we've taken the journey to understand what love is, what purpose is, what life is, you can really understand that there's really no separation between life and death. Yeah. And that this is part of, people call it simulation, but that to me sounds computerized and negative, but it's not. It's a
universal frequency.
It's a game of love, a playground for love, where the children of God learn to recreate themselves in well, you could say in the, what's the word I'm using for, image of their creator, right? Because I think that's how it works, right? We try to be like our parents, but they want us to be like themselves, but like ourselves. And so that's what it's about. It's about the evolution of God. We're all recreating ourselves to be not a twin image of the goddess or God or our brother or our sister or our parents, but to find our own meaning and divine purpose in who we are in the face of it all.
And in the face of you and me. And this is what is so beautiful about doing this work with you, is that finding that pathway in the mirror image and love of you and me, and walking that path of love together.
And creating something together.
Yeah.
And most people think that's having a baby.
Yeah.
But for us, it's
creating a new paradigm.
Yeah.
Creating a new paradigm of love.
It's such a witchy laugh.
Wow. Yeah, so it's about coming, everything we've spoken about just now, it's about coming into alignment, coming into wholeness. And how do we do that? There's no faking it. And this is what's coming. This is the crack. I was drawing this today in my picture, the picture that I'm drawing with Morgan Le Fay. This crack that's opening through consciousness in the body, literally cracking the body open. I mean, this has already happened to me 5 years ago, also to you, but this is what is happening through humanity. So may there be more love. May there be more love in the world. Lots of love to everyone. Thank you for listening.